Hello there, Matt back again. So with my English Civil War army, I've decided to go with the army of the Earl of Essex, okay, or Old Robin as he was called and loved by his men. And to help me kind of put my force together, I've gone and bought this really nice thick book from Amazon, Century of the Soldier, Hay for Old Robin, the campaigns and armies of the Earl of Essex during the First Civil War, 1642 to 44. So I wasn't sure how useful this book would be, but I wanted to explore his kind of background a little bit and read a little bit about him. But I've discovered that it only came today. I've had a quick flick through it, and I've found that it actually details quite a few of the campaigns which he took part in. So we've got the Edge Hill campaign, we've got the Gloucester campaign, First Newbury campaign, and it is actually really good because it actually doesn't just kind of talk about the different campaigns. What we find is it actually gives us some battle maps and some layout. Okay, so we've got Edge Hill here, but even more importantly for me, as someone who's trying to put together a ECW army, is there are orders of battle. Now these are really good. So what I'm discovering is I'm probably on the right lines here, because what I was trying to do is put together different infantry regiments, okay, that would have fought with the Earl of Essex. So far I've got Lord Brooke, I've got General Colonel Philip Skippon, and I've got Hutchinson as well. Now I've researched Hutchinson, and he did exist, and he was on the parliamentary side, but I'm just a bit concerned that he probably wasn't a part of Essex's regiment. But what I've discovered is that Brooke and Skippon certainly were. Okay, so if I just flick through a little bit, well, if we go to the foot, okay, at Edge Hill, we've got the foot here. We can see that Brooke was certainly one of the foot regiments. Okay, he also had a horse regiment under his command as well. Okay, and so he works quite well with my and also Essex himself was on the left hand side. Okay, the Lord General's regiment of Fort Earl of Essex's. So my Essex regiment can go alongside my Brooke regiment without offending any button counters. Okay. Another thing that's quite interesting is there's quite a few horse regiments. And one thing I quite like about this is I have got horse painted up, but I haven't actually given them any kind of distinctive affiliations yet. Another thing that's really interesting is there is a commanded musket unit, okay, commanded by a guy called Commissary General Sir James Ramsay, and he's got a commanded unit of muskets. So I'll probably, the commanded unit of muskets that I showed you earlier in an earlier video, I will probably give them to Sir James Ramsay, and I'll try and find out exactly what some of his colours might have been. We've also got dragoons, okay, on the previous page, and so so it's looking quite good in terms of what I've got so far. Okay, so the things that I've painted up, I just kind of painted them up. I like the colours to begin with, but they're kind of fitting together quite nicely. And if I just go forward to the Siege of Gloucester, the Gloucester campaign, we can see that not only was Brooke a part of this, but we'd also got another one of my foot regiments, Philip Skippon. Okay, so we've got Brooke here at the top, William Brooke, and further down, Sergeant Major General Philip Skippon's regiment as well. So they were both part of the foot regiments under the Earl of Essex for the relief of Gloucester. Okay, and the horse regiments are even more interesting, because what I've found is on this side we've got General Lord Grey of Gruby regiment, horse regiment. Now, I work in Gruby near Leicester, okay, and I had no idea that there was a person who actually commanded a horse regiment in the Earl of Essex's army. So, and even more interesting than that is the fact that later in the book there are some really nice pictures of troopers and musketeers and pikemen. That's a guy with a banner of Sir Philip Skippon there. But also got some really nice flags for the units. Now, I've been looking for the Earl of Essex's flag, and I wasn't sure if that was the correct one or not, because it's a regiment of horse, and I wanted his personal banner, but I think I'm going to have to use that for his command base. But even more interestingly, there we go, Thomas Lord Grey of Gruby's horse. Now, so the photocopier at work is going to take a bit of bashing tomorrow. Okay, don't tell anybody, as I photocopy some of these, and then I can actually attach them to some of the cavalry that I've already got. And there you go, I've got my the place where I work. Okay, I've got that affiliation with my own English Civil War Army, Gruby. Okay, yeah. So as I get another campaign here, Thames Valley campaign, and etc. etc. So really excellent book. Okay, gives kind of constituencies of detachments, more regiments. Again, Philip Skippon again. They were good friends apparently. The Earl of Essex, Deborah and Skippon were actually quite good friends. So he does appear quite often in the early Essex's armies. And like I say, I haven't read this book yet, but it's going to be quite a read, I think. And again at the top here we've got a few more regiments. So I'm really pleased that I seem to have kind of accidentally fallen onto the correct regiments here, okay, in terms of the makeup of the early Earl of Essex's army. So far I've actually got 2 regiments for Philip Skippon. I've got 2 large infantry regiments. I've got a regiment for Lord Brooke, or at least I'm going to start painting up the regiment for Lord Brooke, and I'm going to start painting up the regiment for the Earl of Essex. And I've also got a regiment for Hutchinson. Now Hutchinson did, like I say, did fight on the parliamentary side, but I can't find any evidence of him here. And I'm just wondering if I could maybe substitute that regiment for someone who actually fought with Essex, either at Gloucester or at Edge Hill. Okay, so hopefully this gives you some kind of background and kind of context to what I've been kind of slugging my way through. Not slugging, because I really enjoy it. Working my way through over the last few months and kind of constructing my ECW army. And that actually did start with Philip Skippon. There he is. Very lifelike. From a contemporary print. They're all woodcuts back then, weren't they? You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. So that's now I've got a much firm base on which to base my English Civil War army. So it's going to be the Earl of Essex, and it's going to try to contain some of the component foot regiments that fought for the Earl of Essex. So there he is, Robert Deborah, Earl of Essex, Captain General, okay, beloved by his men. Hey for old Robin, they used to say as he came by. Okay, yeah, and well done Amazon for bashing the side of the book, yeah. Yeah, and it's absolutely not true that his wife slept with lots of other people, okay. That was a vicious rumour spread by the royalists. Okay, and I think there's a particular banner that I've heard of. It's only a rumour, but it might be out there somewhere, which proclaims that he was a cuckold. In other words, his wife slept around a little bit. Okay, completely untrue. Don't believe it. Don't believe a word of it. How could a great general of the parliamentary army and a man beloved by his men, yeah, or otherwise why wouldn't they have shouted that? How could a man like that be a cuckold? Damn royalist lies. Okay, right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. So this gives you a little bit of context to my ECW army. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of a flick through. I'm probably going to refer to this quite often in the future. I might even steal some of the pictures from it for a later video. Oh, that's copyright, isn't it? Damn. Right. Thanks for watching again. Bye. Take care.